Hello everybody, this is Shy from Shy Design here. I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys a behind the scenes look at my new website. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I feel like it's very simple, very elegant, the way I wanted it to be. And the neat part about this is I coded this entire website myself. It was taught to me by Dr. Justin Blavinsky at Michigan College. I took his Intro to Web Design course, and it got me to do all of this. But yeah, I'll hop right into the code for you. This is the index page. If we go right here, up here you can see it's the index, and I coded all of this. All this green is comments for the professor. I actually created this website for my final project in web design. So I have right in here tables where I put my navigation bar. I wanted it to be very crisp and clean, so I used a very limited style, like theme colors, and right here is actually my style CSS. Pretty basic. I wanted it to just be very pleasing to the eye and just not be too chaotic, you know. But yes, this is my CSS. I implemented it into each of my pages here. So on the front, you would notice when you look at the website, I have at the very bottom the click me button. We were required for this project to put some JavaScript in, and we very briefly went over JavaScript, so I was just a little bit nervous about it. I'm not very comfortable with it yet, as I am with HTML, obviously. So I just did the very bare minimum. I made just a little click me button where you could click it, see the text. Well, you already see the text. Click it, hide the text, click again to see the text. And so I implemented that in right down here. And if you go right back over here is the actual JavaScript page right there. So very minimum, as you can see. I kept it very short, sweet, and to the point. Hoping that passes for my rubric requirements. So yeah, so I got my JavaScript here, and then I have my style sheet right over here. And then, so we'll go to the next page that you come to when you're on the very front of the web page. You can go to photography. I have my style sheet also right here. I did this because I wanted to have things very distinct on this page, and I did that for a few. It just was easier for me to do it that way. So it worked for me. But right here I have my header photography. Then I have my quote. I love this, from Elsa Dorfman. She's amazing. There's a short documentary of her on Netflix. I highly recommend it. She was incredible. Then right here I have my first thing you'll come to, my color gel, with all of these images. And the neat part about this was very time consuming for me, though, was I actually went through and I sized each of these individually by myself because I didn't want them to lose their quality. So, you know, it would have been easy to just go in and put like 400 by 800 or like however it was, landscape or portrait, but I wanted them to keep their shape, keep them perfectly as they are. So the funny part is, I don't know if it's still on here, but I went over to right here, the forum, and I'm not going to extend that right now, but I would go right on here, I'd copy, paste it, and you would, I'd click it, and I'd just, I'd size it, and it worked out for me. It was funny, either way. But I sized each one of them. So here they are. We'll go over to Studio, got all those images. Natural, got all those images. And ever since I've started photography, I've kind of categorized my photography by the lighting that I use. So for color gel, I use like color gel lighting, which is just like a film that you go over the light that's different colors to implement like a different color on the subject. And I wanted to start with that. Normally I start with natural because I have so much more natural photos because it's just so much more common for people to want natural photos. But I wanted to start with color gel because it just separates me from other photographers, the fact that I use it and I know how to use it. I'm pretty proud of my color gel results that I get, and so that's what I want to start out with. It's a wow factor, you know. And then I just got the theme going. I have my studio lighting, and all my studio equipment is things that I can just take with me on the road. I have like a traveling studio lighting set, and it's very convenient and very nice. So these are all my favorite studio lighting photos. And then next we have all of my natural lighting photos. Like I said, there's just so much more natural light photos. Like that's what people want. That's what my clients ask for most of the time. And I will say it's easy. That's normally what people go for, is an easy natural ones, but I'm a person who very much likes to challenge myself. Even if I don't mean to, I just go over the top, and so, but yeah, so there's all my natural photos. And then here's just my favorite black and white photos. I really love the effects that you can get with black and white, just the emotion you can capture and just changing a photo from color to black and white. So I wanted to include that in here. And then I even inserted this nice little quote from Amy Grant. I thought it was incredible. And yeah, so I really like to put words in. I love words. I feel like that's something you like as an artist in general, is you tie everything into words and poems and poetry, and it just goes hand in hand. So I like to implement the poetry I like and how it goes with the art that I'm showcasing. So anyways, this will take you back to the main page right here. But we'll go back up here, and I'll take you to the next page that you'll come to from the main page, which is the graphic design page. And on here again, we have our style sheet right here. And up here, I want to mention that this is what you see in the little corner when you're on the web page. It just shows you what you're going to see. So I have each of them titled specifically to what portion you are on Shy Design. And again, I put the style sheet specifically on this page because I wanted to alter it a little bit to this specific page, as in like where I wanted the paragraphs to be, where I wanted the headers to be. I think for this one, I wanted, if you look at the main page, I have the margins are very in the center. I have the whole web page in the center. And for a lot of like photography and graphic design, I need to stretch out the page farther so that there would be rows of each photo. And so, yeah, that's mostly why I did the style sheet on each of those specific pages. But anyway, so you have your header here of graphic design with yet another quote from Neville Brody. I thought this was really nice. You know, like digital design is like painting, except the paint never dries. I think that is so perfect because in my acknowledgement page, in the about page, acknowledgement section, I write about how my professor, Brad Ulrich, he says I have a very distinct style, and I think that is such a nice compliment. It's so nice, especially when you're an artist and you're trying to find what your niche is. You're like, I don't know, I like to do it all. It's just like he says I have a very distinct style when it comes to my graphic design, and I thought that was so nice. And so it's more like what I'm trying to get at is it's more like my graphic design style is painting. I like to like draw and paint with my finger to make my digital art, and it just works for me. So I thought this quote went really well with it. But so here's my first header. I have my logo designs. I did have my most prized logo that I love. I made for my friend Austin. He's a makeup artist. And so I have those right here. I have my coffee logo I created for my logo and corporate design class. My Honey Buzz logo, that is for a THC company who makes edibles but uses honey as the sweetener. I have another logo I made for my logo and corporate design class. Actually, I think that logo was for my 211 class. Either way, I inserted that too. I really like the way that one turned out. And then, of course, we have the Shy Design logo that I love. I love it so much. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. It took a very long time to do it and a lot of trial and error, but I love the way it turned out. So I incorporated that right here too. And then we go on to my graphics and digital art. The funny thing about graphic design is I wasn't sure what I should call my graphics, because I know they're vector graphics that I create in Adobe Illustrator, but that's kind of like digital art, so I just went with both. So I have my self-portrait I made in Adobe Illustrator. I have my veggies I made for another class. Then I have all my thumbnails I created for this website. And the funny thing about the photography thumbnail is I actually created that for my photography page that I actually have right now. Many of you may know it. It's called Passion Palace Studios. And I've been struggling for a while to figure out how I want to transition my photography page over, because I like photography, but I also want to showcase a lot of my other art. But at the time I was just trying to just do photography, so I was making a photography logo. But this is where this is born. And also lots of help from Brad when I was trying to figure out what to do. He helped me through that, so it was just great. Anyways, so I have my transition graphic right here, and then back to the main page button. We'll go right over here to visual arts. I have my style sheet actually imported from my external style sheet, which is what my professor wanted. He'll love that. So I have that right there. And then I actually did a flex box kind of thing here. This just worked really well to showcase all my art and my visual arts, because I wanted to have them shown almost like you would see them in an art gallery. And this just worked out really well for what I was trying to achieve. I was able to put the dates I made each of them, along with my little quotes and my writing that I made for some of them, along with descriptions as to why I made them. It's just, when I had started creating visual art, it was very meaningful, very moving for me. Sometimes, with some of the art that I did. So it was really nice to be able to write and show that for each of the art pieces that I made. So that's really nice. I'm glad I was able to do that with this. It really achieved what I wanted to there. But it takes you right back here to the main page button. And then for my last page on my web page, I have my About section. And I'm so happy about this section. I also put my style sheet on here because I wanted to make it move the way I wanted to for this specific web page. And I just really like this. My About Me is from my previous page that I had, my Passion Palace Studios page. And I made this a long time ago, actually, when my grandma was alive. And I just really like it. I like it a lot. So I think I'm going to stick with this description for a long time. I did add in this quote right here from Vincent van Gogh, my favorite artist ever. And then down here I have my acknowledgement section. And I love that I did this. I wanted to do this so much. I didn't know what I was going to write, but I knew I was going to write something thanking all of my professors for everything they have taught me over the years in college so far. But yeah, so I went through and I thanked Bob Giuliani, an amazing photographer. You'll have to check his work out. They even feature him on Mid's website if you want to go take a look at him. I even mentioned Faith, Hope, Freedom. She has a wonderful Instagram page that she showcases her art. She is a phenomenal oil painting artist, and just artist in general. Her drawings are amazing. You'll have to go check her out. And then lastly, I also mentioned Brad, of course, in here with that little story I was telling you about, where I was struggling with figuring out where I wanted to go as an artist. And just, he helped me create my website, pretty much. I talked to him about what I wanted to do, and he's like, oh, well, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. And it worked out perfect. And of course, last but not least, I mentioned Dr. Justin Plavinsky. I wanted to mention how he made all of this possible. I never thought in my life I could code an entire website. So thank you for making that dream a reality, because, whew, I can't believe I did all this. But thank you so much. Continue to follow my website. I hope you love the behind the scenes. And just see how it grows. I can't wait to see where this goes and who I become as an artist and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'd love to answer them. Thank you so much and have a great day.